Chica. Good day, everyone. Good morning, sir. We are the topic presenters to discuss all about the digital quality of life, understanding the personal social benefits of the information technology revolution by
Robert D. Atkinson and Daniel D. Castro.
our topic we discuss today is in chapter 2, why is the revolution happening now by Robert D. Atkinson. The big questions are,
What is the meaning of it revolution?
what is the digital revolution mean?
Third, what happened in the information revolution?
The last question is, why is the information technology or IT revolution creating a global information society now and not 20 years ago or 20 years from now? The first we discuss is the first question, which, what is the meaning of the revolution?
So, the meaning of revolution, revolution is a successful attempt by large group of people to change the political system of their country by force. The period since the revolution has been one of political turmoil.
Turmoil is a state or confusions or disorder, a state or a conditions of extreme confusions, agitations, or commotion. The second question is what is the digital revolution mean?
So, the digital revolution mean the digital revolution, also known as third industry revolution, is the shift from mechanical and analog electronic technology to digital electronic, which began anywhere from the late 1950s to the late 1970s with the adoption and proliferation of digital computers and digital record keeping that continues.
Since 1950s to at late 1970s, the digital revolutions is created by the third industry revolutions. The digital computers and digital recording keeping that continues.
Yes.
What happened in the information revolution?
Information revolution. The term information revolution describes current economic, social, and technological trends beyond the industrial revolution. Daniel Bell, 1980, challenged this theory and advocate post-industrial society, which would lead service economy rather than socialism.
Daniel Bell theory in 1980 is advocated post-industrial society, which lead to serve economy not by the socialism which the government lead.
So, this is the billions of computations per seconds or lag scale.
The billions of transistors since 1980 to 2010. Why is the information technology or IT revolution creating a global information society now and not 20 years ago or 20 years from now?
So, the answer is simple. Moore's law. In 1965, Intel compounder Gordon Moore observed that as transistors got smaller, the number of transistors that fit onto an integrated circuit grew exponentially. Moore challenged the semiconductor industry to continue this exponential growth, challenged the industry has risen to time and again. In practical terms, with innovation, capital and expenditure unrest, the result has been that the computing power of a chip has doubled every 8 months.
Here's our next slide, which we have a video clip presentation to understand our topic.
Please watch, guys. More slow.
How did computers become so powerful? Well, to understand that, we'll need to understand that at their very core, computers are built out of a number of chips, or so-called integrated circuits. And these chips in turn are being built out of a huge number of transistors and extremely small conducting lines for electric current. Now we can use those transistors, or manipulate them, to either let electric current flow through a specific conducting line or not. And it's that binary nature of electric current being present or not at a certain input or output point that allows us to encode information and perform calculations. Now, in 1965, an observation and forecast was made that the number of transistors we can place on integrated circuits doubles approximately every 2 years. And the person who made that forecast is called Gordon E. Moore, which is why we call this observation Moore's Law. Moore was so convinced of his forecast that he went on to become a co-founder of Intel, a company that has now nearly 100,000 employees and more than $50 billion in annual revenue, none of which would have been possible without this trend. Despite the fact that Moore's Law has just been a forecast, it's actually been remarkably accurate in its prediction from 1965 to 2013. Since then we've seen it slowing down a little to a doubling of transistors on integrated circuits, no longer every 2 years but now every 3 years. It still means that in 2015 we're able to squeeze around 30 million times more transistors on integrated circuits than back in 1965. There's no way you can show this kind of exponential development on a graph unless you use some nonlinear scaling. Now every time we double transistor density, the chips thereon become faster. How much faster is determined by a number of factors, such as the clock speed of the chip, the heat emitted by a processor, or the size it occupies. Just as a quick example, Apple's A8X processor in 2014 has around 3 billion transistors and is about as powerful as the fastest supercomputer back in 1995. So it took us a rough 20 years of exponential chip development to wrap the power of a highly specialized scientific supercomputer into a consumer device. It's just that today we're putting those extremely powerful chips inside iPads to browse the web or play a game instead of doing science.
So that's all.
Thank you.
Bye bye.